Is that even a legit website?
You ready? Hold on.
Unfortunately,
It's on
it
the
is.
internet.
Oh.
Okay, MC Ryan's ready.
See, I feel like I did it the right way now.
MC Ryan's ready. We're gonna dive in right in the middle of this conversation. That was our. We're in.
You
okay.
sir are a moron.
What's up, everybody? and that's how we intro this podcast. How's everybody doing? We have a crew of folks here. Shoot, I actually had kind of a decent intro, but I just decided we'd just enter in the middle of this conversation.
Let's see what the other intro was.
Well, okay. 3-gun is a sport that involves 3 guns. What the heck was it? I don't remember. Okay. For those of you listening out there, you might have heard in the past we had a classifieds hunter podcast, and a lot of folks got a lot of inspiration understanding the fact that they didn't need to spend an exorbitant amount of money in order to go hunting. I think we pegged the limit at about $750. We assumed that was at minimum wage, about 1 pay period for most cases. Of course, that may change over time and whatnot, but nonetheless, it was pretty astonishing the amount of gear that you could get to go out and go hunting after all kinds of different game with not a huge budget. And we got to talking about other things that we could do a classifieds version of, and 3-gun came up. Being now that we're getting into spring at the time of this recording and whatnot, shooting season is coming upon us, especially up in the North Arctic where we lie dormant for some period of time in sub-zero weather. And so we figured who better to bring on the podcast. Obviously, you got Jimmy here and you got Mark. Across from us are Ruben and Adam.
What's up, guys?
And they've been on the podcast before and once before, but brought back again, special guest, Dave Hartman of the 3-Gun Show.
I am so pumped to be here. And this is a great topic for it, too.
Super pumped to have you. Now, we have a couple of caveats. One, we have determined that the rules for this are a little bit different. We couldn't go off the same budget necessarily as we did for the hunting, although some of us were a little bit surprised when we realized how inexpensively we could put together the 3-gun kit. So we set a budget of $1,700 for this. Now, some people might think, whoa, well, that's about $1,000 more. And we're gonna get into that more, but consider the fact, obviously, we're talking about 3-gun here. So right off the bat, you need 3 firearms, which firearms, generally speaking, aren't as cheap as some of the stuff we were talking about, like little utility knives and little tiny things that you might need, calls for hunting. Those are
Tree stands.
Yeah, tree stands that cost $15. Those are smaller items. A firearm.
Which, by the way, you would never catch me in one of those.
Which I also feel
you'll
like
catch Eric in one, or will you? Because it'll be so high up.
Slinging
That was my
Ricks.
favorite part of the previous podcast, by the way.
That was pretty good.
You guys, like, Eric, seriously, $15 Craigslist tree stand. Let's talk about this.
That's
No,
either somebody who's
it comes with the 2x4s and the nails. I mean,
Nope.
yeah. There's even a guy who will go out in the woods with you all alone and help you put it up after you pay him $15. So
Too far.
tree stands free.
we're gonna get into how we chose that budget here in a second. But the other thing we do need to caveat is this: we've determined cannot be an Oregon Trail escapade. So there's no okay,
You might need to explain that.
because Rube asked if he could buy an excessive amount of ammunition for a relatively cheap price, sell off the excess, use what was left over then to purchase other items. I said, no, this is an Oregon Trail. So we just can't do that. Make sense, Mark?
We got to have rules.
We got to have some rules here. How did we get, real quick, Dave
Yes.
of the 3-Gun Show? That's how we'll address you.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
3-Gun Show, Dave.
Dave of the 3-Gun Show. Great podcast. How did we come
Dave at the
to
table.
approximately $1,700 for this?
Well, so I woke up one morning inspired because I follow you guys on the Vortex Nation podcast, Instagram, and, of course, Vortex Optics Instagram. And, Mark, I see you're having trouble with your truck.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, let the record show. The only people that have trouble with my truck are Jim and Eric. I love my truck. It's an awesome truck.
Well, so I'm having my morning coffee, and I was thinking about that, and then I was kind of
Be
laughing
nice. He
because
saved up for a long time.
the most that I've ever taken on a podcast that I've recorded of mine was when I made a joke about Ford trucks. Wow, people love their Ford trucks.
As they should.
So I decided I wouldn't do that anymore. But then I got to thinking about you're the problems that you're having. You couldn't get your truck to start, couldn't get it to turn off or something like that. Lights were always on.
The light was a real thing. There is a recall for that. The remote start was complete operator error. I was double tapping the lock button. Can't do that. You got to single tap the lock, double tap the auto start. I can start it from my desk, Jim.
You can't.
So I don't even have to stand by the window. No tricks, no nothing.
Can't double tap a single tap.
I just walk
Can't
into my
triple tap,
truck and
double
turn
tap.
it on. I have a stick, so there's no auto start. But
So-
anyway,
So what I did was I looked up the price of a leased Ford, assuming that you would decide I'm going to keep my Ford, and we figured out the opportunity cost, right? What was it, like $455 a month?
yeah.
I spread that out over 12 months, and I'm like,
You've got it right here. I have the
Yeah.
email up. You said, 453. You're dang close.
yeah. So then I was like, oh, this could be our budget for a year, and Jimmy's like, that might be a lot of
That was
money,
$5,400 over 12 months.
which I thought would have been awesome.
You're putting together a good kit for that.
So then I looked up some more reasonable stuff, and Jimmy, I don't have the email up, but I looked up
Yeah.
what the average single American spends on dating a year.
$1,752 is what average single people pay on dating. Forget that.
Which seems low, actually.
Tinder is free.
Oh, that seems pretty high, I thought.
So
Well, y'all are married, so
I'm talking pre...
well, when did you get
Marriage.
married? How old were you?
Mark.
I was late to the game.
Okay, we got to take into consider inflation.
Oh,
Was that a dig?
Bro, you mad?
so then
Anyway,
the average family
that's terrible.
vacation. What's the average family vacation go for?
That was per person $1,145.
And then
For a family of four,
yeah.
that'd be $4,500.
Yeah, dude, I just priced
Approximately.
that out
yep.
like a couple weeks ago because winter has been going on for about 7 months right now.
Right.
That's about right.
And you can say, sorry kids, you're not going to have straight teeth. Forget the braces and save $3,400.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
thought that was like a pretty good number too. But
not a
there was
good
a couple
option,
other
but
ones
it's
that
an
were
option.
actually
Most-
17
the one
something.
that stood out to me most, well, there was Packers season tickets are about $17.74.
Mm-hmm.
If only that was $2 more.
I know. We would have
But
went with that.
but then the average person spends $1,800 per year on apparel.
Yeah.
What I
No.
can't even think of the last time I bought. Okay, I bought a First Light jacket.
I'm not basic. I can tell you that.
As far as like my pants and my shirt,
Hey, it's not that hard to spend that much on clothing.
you don't think?
No.
It depends on the kind of clothing you're talking. If you're just talking about like everyday walking
Jim, you
around.
wear like cool pants.
Yeah, cool pants
Yeah,
are
these
like
cool
90,
pants I
90
got,
bucks.
They're like
I got these cool pants 8 years ago.
yeah.
Right.
when was cool founded?
Dude, no, I swear, because I remember, okay, maybe not 8. I think it was 7, maybe 6, maybe 5. No, it was either 7 or 6 because I got it.
Dang it, 1986.
So what we found was several things in that ballpark of $1,700 that were kind of like, if you forego some luxuries, where could you save money and then put that into starting a new hobby of 3-gun,
Right.
which
right.
will take all of your money.
Exactly.
Even money you don't have.
So we're gonna do this in a
Find a good addiction to get you.
we're gonna do this in a similar fashion now we did the old one. People are gonna go through their lists. We'll just kind of run through them quick. We'll give you some real live examples. So a lot of times you hear people talk about like getting into 3-gun. It's a topic you've heard tons of times. Like the actual, we're not gonna discuss like how to find a match, how to do all that. This is literally like you can go to your computer and in a matter of, we spent a little more time this time, about an hour and a half. We found these deals, and a lot of us are actually coming in well under the $1,700 limit. And that was, for some of us was the goal. For some of us, it was to try and squeak as close as we could. So we're all going to run through these real live examples. Obviously, at the time you listen to this, they might not be up, but you can go and search them for yourself. So you guys want me to start? Because I don't 3-gun as much as you guys do. You guys I think are going to have better info. Mark and I
I want to go. I want to go last. I feel like I feel like I'm the dark horse.
Can
in
we
this
ask
Okay, yeah.
Mark what do you think 3-gun is?
Oh, wait, this isn't a hunting podcast?
I was going to ask you that.
Is that what you want to go last?
I was waiting for the context clues.
I did exactly what you guys did. All right,
It's always a
podcast over.
difficult question to answer, Dave.
You're the only one rolling no laptop, so you're basically locked in.
Dude,
with what you
I'm
brought.
I'm
you
in
guys,
I'm in the papered office, not the paperless office right now.
Okay, all
Right
right.
on.
So, all right.
These
well,
are like notes.
I'll give.
What's a rundown?
I don't know. I'll give it a start here real quick. I'll kick it
Okay.
off.
Give her.
It's my list. I don't know if it'll be good. I don't know if it won't. Whatever. Okay. As far as firearms go, I actually started considering. So pistol was my first place to begin, and I looked at 2 pistols that I know of that are at least known for being at least semi decent. And I actually have no personal experience with them, so I can't really attest to this. But this is going off of reviews and Instagram. So looking at the Smith & Wesson SD9 VE and the Canic TP9 SA, we already have a little crack up over there. So the Smith & Wesson you can find for $270 on Gunbroker, and the Canic I found a used one for $290 on Gunbroker. This is a buy it now price, but this isn't even an auction. Now, I did have to keep going. Was that a hand raise?
Yeah, quick question. Do those come with any accessories?
Yeah, so that's kind of part of where I went into this, because I was like, all right, $20 more for the Canic, but then I thought to myself, what do they come with? What are the accessories that you have to buy for each one of these? Like the magazines, are the magazines for one more expensive than the other? What is it like to find holsters for each one of these? And so that actually ended up playing into the ultimate decision. So I found that the Smith & Wesson mags actually costed a little bit more, because you'd have to buy more mags, and that gun only came with 1 mag.
I want to say one thing too. So part of this was that we had some choices in firearms that were not just any caliber, any cartridge, right? So
Good
Oh,
point.
right.
Good
for a
point. Yeah,
rifle,
we
our
should talk-
minimum cartridge size was that it had to be at least a 223 or larger.
Yeah.
For a shotgun, we were talking about 12 gauge shotguns, and for pistols, it had to be at least a 9mm.
Yeah,
I think that's an important thing to
Yeah.
exactly.
Because you can't just go buy a
because
$200
people might be like,
22
"Well,
caliber.
I get a 22 for
Right.
50."
Nailed it. Good point. Good point.
Can I use my 45-70 in 3 gun?
Yes.
Hell yes.
Quit looking, hey, quit looking at my notes.
Yeah, man.
I've been asked that before.
So the Canic in this case came with 2 mags and a hard case and an interchangeable back strap. So I was like, all right, well, for only $20 more, you're getting a little bit more out of that.
Back straps, though.
Gotta love those back straps.
Should
The
have seen Mark when Jimmy said backstraps.
the Canic mags
Are
came
you
out
drooling?
to less monies on Gunbroker. So additional mags. So you're talking about $290 on Gunbroker, additional mags, $62 on Gunbroker. I found a holster somewhere out there for like $65. I don't even remember. It was kind of a trouble. How do you find the right pistol holster for competition? Is it just any of them? Do they all go on the same belts?
I'm still looking.
You know,
They
I'm
all
on
have
Academy.
different-
I'm on Academy's website looking at the
Canic?
the Canic TP9 SA,
Yeah.
and it does not come with a holster. So
Yeah. So
you might have wanted to find one that did.
you guys,
But the picture of it, the customer photos, it comes with a holster. I think so. I think you're good.
maybe. I don't know. So I saw a lot of holsters out there, but I didn't understand the mounting methods and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
and
so
because
we
I
have
found,
to,
as far as my belt goes, I found a Midway USA competition belt, stage 1, for $30.
So I chose a different route on the belt stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
We decided that we weren't going to do like boots and pants like you did in the hunting podcast.
Okay, right,
just-
yeah.
they
Hey, don't get
decided-
too far ahead.
We're assuming you're clothed.
Don't get too far ahead.
Well, I'm just curious. All right, so
Well,
found-
he had a question about attachments.
I
Okay.
did.
All right.
I did.
I got it.
Let me say that when I started shooting 3-gun, that all the attachments I picked were things that could go on like a normal gun belt that I would wear every day for like EDC kind
Yeah.
of thing. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then as you get farther into it, there are many other options that include like quick detach things for your shotgun shell caddies or for your holsters, so you can set them down if you don't need them on that stage. But those are much more expensive options, and I kind of skipped out on those this time around because I was going with a budget in mind, and that's exactly what I did when I first started shooting 3-gun as well.
Okay. So,
So
you
look-
just like this Midway USA one that I found. It's just like it looks like a super stiff belt that goes through
Yeah.
your loops and then just Velcros.
Yeah, it's probably like 1.5 inches or something like that. And
Yeah.
then most belt clippy things that you find in like the EDC realm or in like holster outside the waistband stuff, those will be like inch and a half, inch and
Yeah.
7.5 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So for
For perspective, like when we're talking about belts, like after I got into 3 guns, so once we got past this stage that we're at right now, a gun belt is the first thing that I said, wow, everybody else has one of those. I'm going to upgrade.
Yeah.
Like, that is the first
Yeah.
upgrade that I spent
Yeah.
a lot of money on before I bought different guns.
So-
Okay, noted.
Same
So
here.
to give perspective, this belt, the competition belt stage 1 from
You
Midway.
found it.
Yep, it's very similar to like a CR Speed or a
Double
Black
Alpha.
Hawk or Double Alpha or Blade Tech competition belt.
It's a very thick
So it's-
nylon 2-piece belt.
2-piece belt. You got an inner, you got an outer. If all you did was shoot USPSA, that's the only belt you'd ever need.
It's a pretty good bargain too.
Yeah,
$30.
it's a good belt.
Yeah. For $30, I thought that was pretty sweet, especially when I was seeing it compared to other ones on there when I just did a quick search. So in that case, the holsters that I was looking at, just because the attachment method was what was tripping me up, because you could choose the different ones, and I was like, well, I don't know if I need the one that's just an $8 upcharge or the one that's a $70 upcharge.
Right.
So if you're just going with a simpler one, then I'd imagine you're right around that like $60-$70 range with the ones that I was looking at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So ended up with the Canic in the end. And shotgun, I went with, I found on Gunbroker, you can get a Stevens Savage 320 Security 12 gauge for $140.
Is that a pump shotgun?
It's used. It's a pump shotgun,
Okay.
which,
What's capacity?
shoot, I'm going to have to look that up again. So this was you got it. So this is a used shotgun. I also found, so there's, let's see, Savage 320. So I found that there were ones with a pistol grip, and then there were ones that are just like a traditional kind of hunting style, or I don't know what you would call that, but not a pistol grip. And I found that one that's $140 that didn't have one like a pistol grip on it.
Okay.
It seems as though that might be kind of the ideal solution maybe for 3-gun. I noticed a lot of guys.
Most people choose
don't see
not to
many
have a
pistol
pistol
grips.
grip. Yeah.
Is that because of reloading?
It gets in the way of a lot of reloading methods.
Okay.
It also hurts to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find
Yeah.
out what that
Recoil
5
into
round
your,
capacity.
to your wrist. It hurts.
5-round capacity?
Yeah.
So is that too little or
It's as low as you'd want to go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay?
It's a good starting place for sure.
Okay.
and you could probably find
You'll
an
practice your
extension
reloads
for-
a lot.
Yeah. So again, when I started, I was shooting a Mossberg 500 field and security. So it had like the 18.5 or the 28-inch barrel. I chose the 18.5-inch barrel, and I think that thing was like a 6-round capacity.
Okay.
I think it was 5 in the tube plus 1 in the chamber.
Jimmy,
So-
tell a story of your first shotgun that you went and bought.
Oh yeah. I had just turned 18, and what happened? I remember my parents. My parents,
Your parents were out of town.
My parents were out of town. There was nobody at our house, and they were out of town for a long period of time. Like it was at least a week and a half, and it was just me. And I was kind of like, I'm 18 now. Like I'm
I'm the
pretty
man
sure
of
my
the
real
house.
man.
I'm pretty sure my dad had like a 1911 somewhere or something like that, but I had never figured out where it was.
Some
so-
kids would be like, I'm going to have a party.
So yeah, no, my thing was the first night they were gone, I decided I'm going to Gander. And
Jimmy
I went
straight
in.
up Kevin McAllister.
I went in. And I looked all around. And, like that was literally the only store I knew of at the time that like sold firearms. I mean this is a while back and
it's Madison, so
and it's Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing is like when you were in the Madison area back then, if
spent
there
a-
was anybody, you didn't know.
I spent a lot of time going around Gander. Plus,
Yeah.
the long guns they have out, so you can like pick them up. and-
Exactly.
yeah.
So I go in there and some guys behind the counter, I like took a ticket even though I was the only person in there, and then I was like super nervous to ask any questions, because you're just looking at this wall of long guns, and I was like, I'm looking for, and I didn't want to sound like a super weirdo, like in my head I thought, oh, I'm sure he gets it all the time where people come in, they're like, yeah, I'm looking for something to shoot like the bad guy with if he comes in my house. And so I was like, well, I don't want to seem like that. I want to seem like I kind of, know what I'm doing. So I was like, I'm looking for a shotgun, something that's kind of multi-purpose and potentially if I need to use it, I was like working my way around. I was like, you're looking for a home defense rig, right? To like shoot a bad guy in the face if he comes in your house. I was like, yeah. Wound up showing me the old Mossberg 500 Persuader.
Oh, nice.
Never looked back. Got it right there and went home.
Persuader.
And
love it.
I went home and he got me like a bunch of double-aught buckshot and it's like a cheap case. And I even got some training dummy rounds too to like work on reloads in my house. So I was just running all around the house clearing stuff with a 12 gauge.
What did your mom say when you got home?
She actually thought it was cool.
That's awesome.
I was like, hey, just so you know, I got a shotgun when you're gone. She was like, oh, right on. Sounds good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Pizza rolls?
Yeah.
Don't play ball in the
That's
house.
my mom for sure. So you don't need, sorry, that was a tangent. You don't need a
good.
choke for a 3-gun, right? That's one thing I asked you guys. Like absolute necessity, because the
Yeah,
Savage, I don't
absolute
think has
necessity.
one.
So part of the thing I was going to mention is that expensive stuff does make everything more enjoyable in life, like everything. And chokes will make your game easier, but it can be done without a choke.
Yeah, necessity to play the game. I don't know about that. You will on most of like the really cheap shotguns that we're looking at picking up for this podcast, though. You're gonna run into targets that you either can't break or can't knock over.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You can take a penalty and you still play the game,
Yeah.
but you're gonna have a hard time.
Noted. So, all right, that, like I said, about $140 on Gunbroker. Got a shotgun chest rig. This was on TACCOM 3G for $76. I don't know if that was too expensive or too cheap or what, but it was a shotgun chest rig that holds shells. Then on to the AR-15. Now,
yes.
at first, I went to Gunbroker and I started trying to pick a complete lower and get a complete upper. And I was doing pretty good. I found a complete lower for $120. It even had anti-rotating hammer and trigger pins. It had the buttstock, the buffer, and everything. I found out it was one of those like hybrid polymer metal lowers, and
cool.
I was, like super cool. Then I found an upper 16-inch with a key mod 4N complete, $190, and then I was like, okay, I got to get the charging handle and bolt carrier group, and it started getting more expensive and creeping up into that $400. So I kept looking on Gunbroker. I came down a little bit further, and then I found it. The complete AR kit minus the lower receiver for $320. Literally, the only thing it doesn't have is the lower receiver. It has trigger group, all the lower pins and accessories. It has the pistol grip. It has the upper receiver with the trap door that I can't remember the name of that someone's going to make fun of me for. The forward assist. Dust cover. Buffer tube. Stock. Spring. Buffer, charging handle, BCG, gas tube, gas block, 16-inch barrel, M-lock forend, and the flash hider. So everything. And then I added in, so that was $320. Then I added in a lower receiver from Gunbroker as well for $42. Came out under $400 for an AR. Complete.
Nice.
What kind of lower was that?
Well done.
$42.
Anderson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's anodized. It was even cheaper than the raw ones.
That's a find.
On to ammo. Should we tell Mark what we did?
Yes, we should.
Oh,
What'd you do?
You weren't here for the little kind of like pre-research party,
Okay.
so we did.
You were
something.
being antisocial.
Enlighten me.
Dave, explain what we did.
So we bought a case of ammo off of Palmetto State Armory.
420 rounds.
Excuse me, 420 rounds. We went lower the second time, and it came with 10 free PMags, and we split that up amongst the four of us.
And we split the PMags too.
Yeah, each of us gets 2.5 PMags.
Conspiracy. I like it.
So we ended up with 105 rounds of 223 and 2.5 PMags a piece for $50
Not bad.
each.
That is, you know what? But I mean, that's a really good recommendation. Like, if you're going to get into this, maybe grab a friend and say, hey, do you want to do this together? And you might be able to share some costs.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to that, and one of the things that we talk about all the time in 3-gun is if you don't have the parts or the proper gear, someone's going to lend it to you, and usually people are falling all over themselves, and you will never see a more dejected man than when you don't choose his shotgun to use on a stage.
That is true.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
it's-
assuming in this case that like you go to a match that probably doesn't exist, but where everybody's an a-hole, and you have no friends, and they won't lend you anything
except for
right?
the five of us.
Because that just won't happen. Yeah, except
Yeah.
for us. Yeah, that just won't happen. I've never seen a match where people
No,
aren't, like you said,
it's-
falling all over themselves.
Yeah.
There's
trying.
no 3-gun in New Jersey.
There is
So anyway, all right. If we weren't conspiracizing against Mark, or however you say that word, I found 200 rounds of 5.56 plus 10 PMags for $130 on Palmetto. I found 50 rounds of shotgun on Lucky Gunner for $14, and I found 100 rounds of 9mm Blazer Brass for $22 on Lucky Gunner. And the whole time I was going through this, I was just hoping to high heavens that I don't mention a place that I bought things at that's like, anti-2A or humans and all that. America. It's hard these days.
It is.
But anyway, okay. Now on to just a few of the accessories, and then I'll pass the torch here. eBay for $140. That's less money than a brand new Crossfire Red Dot costs. I found a Spitfire AR-1X.
Oh.
It doesn't matter if it works or not because it has a VIP warranty. I don't know if the person broke it. It looked fine,
How
but
much?
How much?
$140 on eBay. Buy it now.
That's cheap.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's even less than you can get a Crossfire Red Dot for it. And you're getting a very popular limited class optic.
The winning
limited class optic.
The winning limited class optic.
The winning.
Sure.
So it's got that BDC turret for the 5.56.
Etch
It's an
reticle.
etched reticle. Super cool optics. So I was stoked. I thought I was going to have to just go with a Red Dot, which nothing wrong with that. But the Spitfire AR is definitely one step up.
Can you share that link quick?
Yeah. I'm gonna need to
found
buy that
a,
before we're done here.
Found a $22 cheap rifle bag on eBay. I found a pistol mag holder on Midway USA, so like something for your belt to hold a couple extra mags, $24. On let's see, PMag holder I found on Shooter Source for $35. That can go on your belt. iPro on Amazon for $9 and earmuffs on Amazon for $20.
Nice.
That rounds me out. All right, let's get to the pros here now. Rube.
Oh, okay. I'm going. All right.
Are you not done
Okay.
yet?
No. I'm good. Just making some tweaks at the end,
Tweaks
At
at
the
the buzzer. What
At the buzzer.
are you buying Jim's
What did I say?
Spitfire
What
now?
did I say
No.
that threw you off?
No, you didn't say anything. I was
All
just I had some extra.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't even say what I ended up at.
Oh, yeah.
I got to add it up while Rube's going here, maybe. But I know I was well under $1,700. In fact, we were kidding around earlier where I said I almost have enough to get a PST. But I was somewhere around 12. I gotta add this up. But Rube, you
All
start
right.
going.
I took a few notes out of the old Jimmy Hamilton playbook here in regards to acquiring firearms.
A little arms list.
We found the
action.
old arms list action, and there's a functionality on arms list called the power search. Now you got to come out with a few filters and get rid of some of the garbage.
The JD
SEO.
Power search.
JD power search. So all right, rifle. I went with a pretty typical choice. Now you'll find that my strategy in this was not to find the cheapest gear. It was not to find the I wasn't trying to come in significantly under budget. I was not trying to get the most expensive gear. But I thought back to when I started shooting, and the part of my gear that really lacked was my belt, holster, caddies.
Yeah.
Everything. That was all garbage. The stuff I started with, I think I probably used it for one match and got rid of it. So that's where I spent my money. But the guns that I bought were quality, not fancy. But I took the approach of the dude who likes nice stuff, like the working class guy who, when he goes out and buys a gun, he buys a Glock. Or when he goes out and buys a shotgun, he buys a Remington. So my rifle, I got on arms list. It is an Eagle Arms AR-15 with a 223 wild chamber, so I can shoot either 5.56 or 223. Mark,
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that Armalite?
I don't know,
I think Eagle is Armalite's low
like
brand.
the budget brand.
Yeah,
All right,
their
so
budget
okay.
brand.
but the rifle only has 500 rounds through it, so we're good there. It's basically like if you looked at like a DPMS AP4 or something like a 6920 LE. It's a very basic AR-15, slick side receivers, and an A2 front sight. Okay?
Whoa. You don't have a forward assist, bro?
No forward assist.
Not going to work.
All right.
Literally, the gun won't work. It'll malfunction.
Okay, $380 arms list.
Oh, shoot.
Whoa.
So
what was that?
$380.
So you're getting, okay. So I'm still, okay, 320 plus. I still came in at 362.50,
Yep.
but I have to build my whole AR, and you're just getting it.
And so here's the other thing. Mine came with with a Magpul backup sight and one mag.
What kind of buttstock does it have?
Cheap.
Cheap. Okay.
Cheap. Collapsing. So nothing to write home about.
I was just curious.
You
Yeah, 'cause
probably got-
mine had like the old classic A2.
Yeah, mine's a collapsible. So
All
like optic, I went with the Crossfire Red Dot from Vortex, $149, lifetime warranty. I bought it from Shields, free shipping.
Good place to buy it from.
I bought it with my Shields credit card, so I got double points. Okay, trigger. And you guys are going to laugh at this, but these are a few things that I thought were very important. I got a Foxtrot Mic 2-stage match trigger for $75. And you're thinking to yourself, why are you spending money on trigger?
Big spender.
Because you just bought an AR with a trigger.
It came with
and
the
you're
trigger.
already
It had a
replacing
trigger
it.
in it.
So that's one thing that is like, I feel very strongly about. That's
feels-
something that I would definitely say is going to improve your experience.
All right. All right.
And then you could give the other trigger to Mark for his AR that he's building in real life.
I could. We'll see. I'm not
I
sure
already
if I
have
will.
that part.
All right, shotgun. I got okay. So rifle 380, but you got the optic, you got the trigger. Shotgun 250 for a Remington 870 Express 7-shot tactical.
Okay.
Not a pistol grip, but I don't really like pistol grip shotguns anyways. We talked about that already. This one had 500 rounds through it as well. Arms list. Got to drive to Pittsburgh, but the guy will ship it. So
The caveat is now.
he only wanted to
been
meet in
revealed.
Walmart in Pittsburgh. So
Hey, I bought a
Not
gun in a
shady
Walmart.
at all.
I bought a gun in a Walmart parking lot.
yeah,
Police
I know.
surplus Glock 22.
You said that it worked out, so
Got the
I
guy's
was like,
Honda Civic. Bought it on the spot.
Okay.
Totally nice guy.
There's gotta be
his
a lot of-
badge.
Made a friend.
pistol. I was able to find on the arms list power search in Texas a Glock 19 Gen 4 with 3 mags for $250.
No way.
What?
I'm going to
Watch.
need you to send me that link.
Dude. What?
Yeah.
Okay,
I can make
so
stuff
those are
up,
the guns,
too.
right? I got the links, bro.
Bro.
Find the links.
Oh, he does have the links.
I got the links for everything that I bought in this whole entire thing.
Oh, snap.
All right, so my belts and holsters
defensive.
and everything sucked when I started shooting. So I spent the money. This is where my money went.
All right.
So to give you an idea, my rifle, my shotgun, and my pistol, $880 for all 3. That doesn't include the optic or the trigger. Add in another $225, so we were like right over like $1,100 for all 3 guns with the upgrades.
All right, so you're leaving yourself this $600 buffer to get
Yep.
some nice gear there.
We'll go belt. I did the Weber Tactical, their signature belt, which is a super high quality belt. Okay, like this is the belt that I would shoot today.
Okay.
They do
As a well-established 3-gunner pro.
established. We'll see if it's well established.
Pro.
Thanks, Jim. Holsters and gear. I went with the Weber Tactical 3-gun gamer package. Comes with 3 pistol pistol mag pouches. Comes with an AR-15 mag pouch, which thanks to our bundle buy, I have 2.5 mags plus the one that came with my rifle, so I have 3.5 mags, which is more than enough to shoot any local club match. Came with a holster with hooded retention and all the attachments that I need to get all that stuff on the belt. Shotgun caddy plus the attachment from Shooter Source, packaged up. Shooter Source, Jeremy Moore down in Texas.
Yep, I
I
got
went
some
with
from him, too.
carbon arms. It says on the description here in my link a 10-round, but it is the 12-round carbon arms caddy. And that's really for a local club match. If you're reloading more than 12 rounds in a stage, you're probably on like a shotgun-only stage. So that's what I did for that. That's actually a really high-quality thing. That's the same ones that I use today. Ammo, we did the rifle ammo. We did the bundle buy without Mark. American Eagle 55 grain. We each got 105 rounds and 2 PMags for $49. Shotgun, Dave Hartman and I split, actually. We split a federal bulk pack at Walmart. So $11 a piece for 50 rounds.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And then my pistol ammo I found on Palmetto State. It was $8.99 a box for a box of 50. With $1 rebate per box, so I had $7.99 a box for 50 rounds, $15.98 total after the rebate. That included shipping. Grand total $1,684.96.
That is
and then-
extremely impressive because I came out, by the way, to $14.42 And so for only $200 more, it's still staying within the budget. You got some nicer gear. Than
And so what I want
probably.
to say, like today, what I've found after doing, after shooting for competitively since 2009, since 3 guns since 2000 and late 2010, I can go back and I can pick up every one of these guns that I just bought on this hypothetical buy, and I can perform at a high level with them. So it's not all in the gun. A lot of it is in the shooter and the experience. And if you look at like the way that Bob Vogel or any of the high level like guys that shoot Glocks, like Shane Coley, guys that shoot Glocks, I mean, they can shoot them at an extremely high level. Remington 870, you can pick that up, run it like crazy, and the AR with a good optic and a 2-stage trigger, you should have no problem. So my focus was on the things that really slowed me down as a new shooter, which was the holsters, the belt, the caddy, the gear. That was all mishmash. Now this is like I'll never have to change that stuff. I can shoot for years on this gear and focus on practicing. So
Well put. And if you look at like my list,
added one thing.
Oh, okay.
At the end, I added a Strike Industries Warhog muzzle brake for $20, which did put me slightly over at $1,704.96.
wait, what? I thought you said that you were at. Oh wait, yeah, never mind.
I have
got
two
confused
totals
there
here.
for a
I have
second.
$1,684.96 without a muzzle brake, and I have $1,704.96 with a muzzle brake.
Gotcha.
So with that extra PMAG I got because of the deal we bought without Mark, I figured at the range I could sell somebody a PMAG.
No Oregon Trail, Ruben.
Okay, well I don't need a muzzle brake, but I'm just saying if for some reason we got our average wrong on the price of these things, that if I had $4 extra, I would have bought this.
Okay, all right.
Well,
Well,
find a
that
10
you
spot in
you
the parking
do
lot all the time.
bring up a good point because like on my list, some of the gear I got is stuff you'd probably wind up switching out down the line, and then you wind up total over your budget. Anyway,
I think Ruben should just point out again how I was excluded from.
yeah, I think all of us are going to point that out.
Yeah,
Dave?
well,
Must be present to win.
hashtag bullying.
Must be pretty.
Well, okay, so my strategy here was to kind of replicate my starting point for a 3-gun, which is a lot of gear that I see a lot of dudes run. And Ruben had a really interesting tactic with doing the super awesome belt gear. I did not do that. And I also didn't do that the first time I started shooting 3-gun either.
I'm going to interrupt you here, Dave. It's what I do. But I think Ruben's strategy there.
It's okay because you say it though before you do it.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
He got some upgrades. He got some extras, but he really attacked maybe some of those more technical aspects where a person who's just getting into this might have a more pleasant experience and is more likely to continue instead of maybe getting frustrated and be like, that's not for me.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if that would happen or not, or if a person's going to be like,
No, it does.
When I used to work at
There's a thing called rage quit, and people do it all the time.
Oh, I used to do that in Call of Duty all the time.
Well, like when I actually worked at a gun store, we had a ton of parents come in for the kids wanting to try the high school trap thing, right? And they wanted to buy the cheapest thing that would shoot 12 gauge shells they could possibly get. And when we were in kind of a snarky mood, we would say, "Why? Do you want them to hate it?" It's kind of that thing. It's like, well, if you don't buy the right thing, they're not gonna have, they're not gonna have a good experience. They're not gonna like it, and you'll be left with a rusty shotgun.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
okay, proceed.
So my I'll start with the AR-15. So I went on Texas Gun Talk, which is so it's like a forum in Texas. You can buy, sell guns, and obviously talk about guns. But I bought a really cheap AR, had an Anderson lower, unknown upper, did have a carry handle and a front sight post, and it came with one PMAG for $460.
Detachable carry handle?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I also went to Amazon and I bought a Crossfire 2 1-4 with a mount for $288.
Solid.
So I can shoot limited division and TAC Ops division.
Oh, I like what you did there.
That's pretty good.
Yep, not bad.
Ruben is nodding.
I know. I got the scowl from Ruben and then a nod, so I
Gotta
don't
give
know
it to
how I'm
him.
supposed to feel here.
Points awarded.
So that whole setup was $748 total for that. And onto the pistol, I did. Oh, let me back up. So belt gear, I feel like the the AR is one of the things you don't necessarily need a mag pouch for if you're going in on the cheap, because the mag is long enough you can load from your back pocket. Now, it also has a very good chance of falling out of your back pocket, but if we're talking club matches here, it's not necessarily going to be a huge deal.
Yeah.
Okay. So then onto the pistol. I found a Glock 19 with 2 mags on Texas Gun Talk as well for $375. Just takes a trip to Fort Worth, folks. And I decided I would need 2 more extra mags on there, so I bought 2 Magpul GL9 P mags that are 140 millimeters, so 21 rounds for $15 a piece. That's $30. And
Jeez,
then
everything is cheaper in Texas.
it's true. It's big too. Texas is huge. If you haven't,
I've never heard anybody from Texas refer to that.
It's effing incredible. But so then I went to
Buc-ee's.
I'm sorry.
Still need to go to a Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's is nuts. So I went to Amazon and looked for a couple mag pouches. Found a double mag pouch made by Bedone, Bedone, Bedone. That's what it is, Bedone. And that was
Bed one.
That was $22.
Bedwetter 1.
So I got the Bedwetter 1 double mag pouch, $22, and then I did pick up a Safariland 7378 ALS holster, outside the waistband holster that does have retention on it for the Glock 19, $36. So all in $463 on that.
On the pistol?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And
so you're
then
left with like, what are you left at? Like $400 to $500 left now
Yep.
on the shotgun and other things?
Yep. And just on those 2 right there, buying those on the used market, I will say that right now, if you want anything, is the time to buy. Like I've seen crappier ARs than that go for $3,000 during panics.
When you say panics. So you're referring to the fact that right now
is a buyer's market on anything.
Right. Okay.
Ammunition, on guns, on accessories.
You look at next year, which again at the time of
Yes.
this recording will be 2020, and you're talking about a huge election period.
Yes.
You might not be able to find these things for this amount of money.
So with the shotgun, I knew what I wanted going into this, so I started. So I actually bought a new gun. This is a Stoeger P3000, which is the pump version of their popular M3000. I actually personally own one of these. I bought one for a pump division that I was shooting last year, and it's a sweet gun. Loads awesome, perfect for this game. And then I bought that was $209 on Arcade Guns, which is Rural King. Yeah. Which is probably like $50 below MAP. I don't know how they're getting away with that.
I was looking at that, and I definitely didn't see one that cheap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So the magazine tube, I splurged on this one. I bought the Briley magazine tube. It's a carbon fiber magazine tube. Gives me 12 rounds total. Super light. Feels like it's not even there. Yeah.
You're still under budget?
Yep. And then I got that from Dissident Arms, only $140. Yep. And then the magazine spring was $9. So that puts me at I forgot my caddies. So I got the Mountain Man caddies. So for you old guys, you know what that means. It's the classic load 4 where you pick 4 out with your hand and you shuffle them in like you're dealing cards almost.
Okay.
And that's how I started, so I'm
Those were the
proficient.
good old days.
Those were the good old days, yeah, for sure. So it's going to be a little bit slower than the quad load or the load 2, but I got 4 of them for only $40. So I'm going to be able to hold 16 rounds of shotgun on my belt. And that was
half of that when you're
Did you
loading.
include your ammo too in there?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So that was $398
Okay.
for all that. And then we decided we needed eye pro and ear pro. I went and grabbed some safety glasses from the shop floor downstairs. And then it just happens I have 2 earplugs in my left pocket from last night's pistol.
So if you're in Vortex, snag a
free eye pro.
Okay, noted.
Or do an adopt a highway cleanup. You'll find like 15 pairs.
And then when Mark wasn't in the room, we got together and we bought a bunch of ammo and PMags. So I got my 105 rounds and my 2.5 PMags for $50. I decided to buy the rest of it at Walmart. Walmart has 10.99 boxes of 50 rounds of Federal bulk pack, 9 millimeter.
You spent way too much.
I know I did. I heard Jimmy's. I was like, dang it, I could have saved $4. So that put me at $21.98, and then I split Federal bulk pack shotgun with Reuben for $11, which was $82.98. So my total was $1691.98.
Dude, solid. You got some there's some gems in there.
You
I'm
guys
pretty
were
excited.
buzzer beaters on that 1700.
Oh
mark.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
I think Adam, you're gonna be the same, aren't you? Or are you gonna be
Yeah, I'm even closer.
You're even closer? I can't wait to hear this.
So unlike you savages, I'm not very good at the whole online shopping experience for gun stuff. So I went and supported my local gun store.
All right.
How dare you?
Alright.
Now I happen to know
White
because I
knight.
used to work here.
LGS. White Knight.
So I went to armsandarms.com, which is where I used to work. I also know they're very supportive of the shooting sports, so I know they have active sponsored shooter discount codes.
Oh.
So I knew I was going to get a little 10% off if you use the AST_AMAX or whichever one of the ones you want to use.
Wait. So you can like AST whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
AST
Arms and shooting
underscore.
team.
Yeah, Arms and shooting team, and then there's probably like 8 people on the shooting team. Their initials, whatever that you can use, and you get 10% off one order. So that's why I bundled a bunch of stuff together that I found at this store because
heck
it's
yeah.
a local gun store, and I knew that I could.
You saved
get that
nearly
discount.
$170.
I know.
I like it. All right.
Wow.
Proceed.
So scored the Glock 22 used trade in. That's 40 caliber for those of you keeping score at home. Now, what this did.
That's all the rage though.
Yeah, because it's dying calibers. Everyone is trying to get rid of this ammo.
For good reason.
Yeah. So you can just slum it at all the local PDs trying to get rid of their 40 cal ammo, which I found
you have to
some.
let your insurance provider know you shoot 40.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and we were
And tell
talking.
your friends.
Increased chance of wrist injury.
We got Adam.
Don't tell your girlfriend's parents.
Adam 40 hands.
Yeah. Well, hey, I can also shoot. I score major power factor, so I could shoot USPSA on Tuesday night.
Oh,
You have to
that's
tell your
not
friends
bad.
about that too.
Instagram's gonna hate you with your 40 cal.
Yeah. It's fine. Vortex AMAX. Come find me.
Come find me. I got a 40.
Catch me outside. How about that?
On the shotgun, I initially found a Benelli Supernova with the tube for $375,
Wow. Okay.
That's a good buy.
which at the end gave me a little bit of extra room. So I circled back around, found the Remington Versamax, all kitted out for 3 guns, semi-auto,
Oh, geez.
550. I probably even know who this person is, but that's a solid buy. You should go and buy it right now.
I don't think the parameters of this are I got a guy.
Yeah.
No, this is on consignment at
Hey,
armsandarms.com.
if you got
but
a guy.
Well, fair enough.
due to its locale and their customer base, it's probably somebody I know. I don't know who.
And that you
but-
worked there for 4 years.
Oh, there's also that. Bought a Serpa holster for $25, and also because I'm saving on this bundle, I had enough to score the UH1 with the integrated
bro,
quick release.
seriously?
mount.
Wait, I
yeah.
What?
Check his math.
Yeah, we're gonna need
This is
to.
it.
We're gonna need to see some
I
numbers
mean, you're
over
getting
here, buddy.
10%, but wow.
Yeah,
and then
submit your paperwork.
arrow. I found a rifle. I found an Arrow Precision rifle, just a 16-inch Arrow
Dude,
Precision.
you're not
for
getting any
Gunbroker.
more believable.
480 Gunbroker. It's on there.
You're at like $1,500 for 3 guns.
That's correct.
It's just gonna squeeze in the rest of it.
already had all the pistol and belt gear.
No, I just didn't really buy any. I found 3 Glock mags and a mag pouch, packaged together for $93. I bought the tactical dump pouch for my shotgun ammo.
Ooh, you want an unenjoyable experience,
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah.
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be-
buy that later.
Ugh.
But yeah, so I went the tactical douche pouch for $10.
For people that don't know what we're talking about, when you reach into a bucket blind and you pull out a shotgun shell, it is never oriented in the correct direction to get in your shotgun. So you have to flip it around under time and put it in your shotgun, and then do that again and again and again.
Yep.
So that's what we mean by an unenjoyable
Look at
experience.
all us savages. Look at you over there.
I'm just trying to get stuff that I'm gonna keep, kind of. The rest of it, I found 100 rounds of
Jeez.
40 at Lucky Gunner for $23. I found I went in on the rifle ammo buy that
So
Mark
what's the
didn't
deal
get.
with that? You said that they're trying to get rid of cheap ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
feel
you're
like you just
$23.
spent-
I was $15.98 for my 9mm
I
100
spent
rounds.
$22 on 100 rounds. Wait,
Yeah.
what did you say? I already forget what you said you spent.
$23.75.
$23.75.
Okay, yeah. So you
$23.25.
$1.
I was like $6, $7 less than that for 9mm. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 9 is smaller than 40.
I thought this was a safe conversation.
It is.
Nothing you do is wrong here unless you buy a 40.
Yeah, right. So I got in on the rifle ammo buy.
Jeebus.
Scored two $7 boxes of 12 gauge ammo, and I'm at like 1739.
Wait, I thought you said you were
1750. That was
17
17.
even.
you said 1750.
No, earlier we were talking about making it 1776, which if you're very patriotic and you want to make that your budget, you can, and then you would be able to buy Adam's kit. But all right,
I do love America.
all right. Well,
What if
All
you
right.
just didn't get a holster and put it in your pocket? What would that bring to you?
Well, if
actually, you would still be over.
if I forego the screaming deal on the Versamax and go back to the Benelli,
Oh yeah.
then I definitely did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Marco.
Still though, for only
Support your local
17
gun store. That's what I'm saying.
For only
All right.
17.30,
Yeah, I mean, like-
that's pretty.
Don't
Yeah, so
stop
wait,
at
did
Chipotle
you-
twice that day.
When you were when you were naming off all these prices for the things at Arns, were you including the 10% off on those, or was that the?
I put it all together and then
And then you okay.
Oh, okay.
Marco, we'll circle back to all
good
these because there was
strategy.
some
I
interesting.
guess I'm just excited that he's talking about buying an AR.
I know this is great, Mark.
I was
Little did everybody know.
You didn't think you
AR
were going to get away with it,
Mark
did you?
didn't know this, but whatever AR you have down there, we're buying it for you. So actually, we're just forcing you to buy it.
They're
Here-
so cheap right now. We're all just going to chip in like $20 and get you one.
I think I seriously need like $20 worth of parts.
Okay.
Like I was going through the
All right,
list of
sounds good.
things
There's
that
four
I
of
have.
us here.
in Ruben's
$5
drawer,
each.
he's got them for you.
That's what we were just saying. That I was like, somewhere in this building
Yeah.
at somebody's desk, somebody has the parts. Dude, I think I need.
Have
like
you
a-
noticed the
I
orientation?
think I need like a gas tube
Have you noticed the orientation of this room?
and like something else.
This is an intervention.
That's what this all.
That was what this all boiled down to.
Usually they just kind of surprise you with that. I've been in a lot of interventions.
Apparently, they're not working.
It took
Never
me-
planned one, but
Mark started his podcast with "Hi, I'm Mark." Wait,
Yeah, usually they get to the point a lot sooner, and then then I storm out,
I'm Mark, and I have a
sever
wait.
some relationships. How dare you?
I got to move to a new town, start over again.
All
That's
right,
why you're from Washington.
back to the task at hand. Oh, another Washington. Back to the task at hand. You guys, I was shocked. All four of you guys missed the complete obvious. I made a few phone calls, sent a few emails, got sponsored. All these,
Mark just won.
All right,
all these papers,
Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
all these
You
papers here.
son of a gun.
They're just props. They were to deceive you.
You're getting this all for the price
Oh
of
my
your time
God.
to type out a couple emails that says, "Hey, I need sponsored."
one email, copy paste.
Copy paste. That's right.
If I make, I'll make.
Blind carbon copy. Send to yourself.
I'll give one of my
You're a
little.
business owner.
I'll give one of my little
To whom
tips
it
and
may
tricks.
concern.
When you send this email, change the name of the manufacturer.
To whatever your company is.
Yeah, to the
Just
so it's
assume that I'm
appropriate.
sending
You can
it to
actually
you.
write a script for that, so you don't have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother podcast.
You can Google that sponsorship email template.
All right, I
Oh,
do
I
have
got
a
that-
real
I got
list
that
here.
one.
I do have a real list here, and I feel like I'm pretty proud of it. So, off the go here, I went to grab a gun, which seems legit.
Start grabbing them.
I've got an ATI Omni Hybrid Max limited AR-15 style auto rifle.
AR-15 style.
Fully semi-automatic.
It's fully semi-automatic in 223, 555, 556 NATO. I'm not trying to do
That was
something.
that
I'm
was
not
the
trying
That was
monster.
a lot of
That was the
fives.
monster talking. Is this why is it AR-15 style and not
It's
just
just
AR-15?
what they say.
It looks like an
I think
AR-15.
when you're buying an AR for this amount of money,
So they
maybe
can
you're just
sell it in
getting one that's
California.
styled.
When I looked at that complete lower, it was that model. That's a polymer.
Yeah, I think it says style because it's not mil spec because it's polymer lower instead of aluminum. Do you think?
That might be it.
Could be.
Mark, is it an airsoft gun?
Why is the
He's
tip red?
looking.
Why is the flashlight orange?
It is out of stock, but there was one right next to it that was the exact same thing. I'm going to assume that one was in stock. But anyway, it even says this affordable AR is a great starter rifle and is ready for your accessories.
Huh.
It comes with a 30-round mag for $386.99.
That's incredible.
30 rounder.
30-rounder.
How's that thing legal?
Oh, it is.
Some states
I
it's
haven't
not.
seen 30 rounder in a
Yeah.
while.
These days you
Following,
can't even joke about that.
I feel like I
I'm
did.
from Colorado.
someone
There's
on-
a little bit of PTSD there.
Someone on ARFCOM's gonna. Anyway,
I feel like I did pretty good with this one. I've got a Glock 17.
Oh yeah, you
Gen
went to
3.
GT.
yeah.
On GT
oh, dude, it's a
distributors.
G3, man.
Yeah, and I had the option. I went with the Gen 3 for actually less
TBT.
money.
I think that's a smart move.
A lot more factory or
Yeah.
aftermarket accessories.
Wait
Better-
a
better-
minute. Okay, what are you gonna say?
with a mag.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
Right now it's at $349. Buy it now is $379. I assumed that there were going to be no more bidders on it.
$30 second day air. So you add $30 on
why
for
are you
shipping.
why are you trying to poke holes in my? Oh, did we go through all your shipping charges?
True, but that's a lot.
I'm going to talk to the guy.
Maybe you can sponsor your shipping.
$349. Yeah, I'm going to get my shipping sponsored
yeah,
too.
sponsor me, bro. FedEx,
How
are
many-
you
wait,
listening?
It came with. There's a picture of.
Oh wait,
three-
excuse me. It came with 3 mags.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
that's solid.
Jeez, Mark.
That's worth the shipping alone.
Yes.
Well, I like that you printed out pictures of the gun and the mags.
I'm a big pictures guy.
He is.
Yeah.
To house my Glock, I've got a
Left-handed holster.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
just
you can't get left-handed holsters.
it's
that
the
cheap.
way they put the slide on the thing.
The camera was in selfie mode.
Which
It's a cross draw setup, okay?
Oh, okay.
what do I got? What do I got here? I printed
is
this.
a
Oh, it's a
lefty.
Blackhawk
Oh no
Sherpa.
No, but you can right here you
Sherpa.
can see that since you printed the web page directly, you
Sherpa.
can see where you had right selected. It just pictured
Okay.
left.
It's the Sherpa, not the Sherpa. It's not going to actually carry your things through the course. Dude, that'd be actually a good name for a holster because it does actually carry,
Yeah,
like it's carrying things for you.
patent pending.
Write
Patent
that down.
pending. $22.99.
Okay, good job.
What's that? Oh, Jim, somebody you know quite well for a shotgun.
I'm not selling my Mossberg. It was my
No,
first
you
gun
don't
ever.
have to because I'm getting my own Mossberg Persuader
Hey,
with an extension tube
Oh, wow.
yeah, that's the kind I have.
How about that?
for $379.99. Maybe do you think I overspent for that?
Yeah.
Jimmy, what did you buy it brand new at Gander?
10 years ago.
I think it was $380 brand new.
It had the extension tube. Maybe
Yeah,
is
I
that-
mean,
is that an
they
is that-
appreciate
No,
your
I think
value.
that's why it's a. I think that's what makes it a persuader.
Well, great. See, that's what happens when you do this stuff fast. But
Great shotgun.
thank you, Jim.
Mm-hmm. Cool story, bro.
Big monster.
To hold all my stuffs, I got a belt here. This is the IPSC USPSA and 3-gun Ultimate Competition Belt, $49.95. Now, I'm going to say a couple things here. Some of the things that I got,
You
These
get
are
all the
just like-
slugs together.
regular full retail.
I can't handle you.
Tell me what's wrong with it.
Nothing. Great belt.
It's the delivery.
I think you're a swell
Your
guy,
delivery
man.
Hey,
is
Ruben, why don't you
phenomenal.
go get a group of people together and buy some ammo without me?
Oh wait, he did.
Yeah.
It's the way your face looks when you say it. It's not
There's
what you
some
say.
mags.
Got some mags here. I got 2 Magpul
Oh, he got.
40 rounders.
Oh,
Whoa!
look at you.
Look at
Gaming
you
it up.
sticking it to the
1890, 1895. I think
sticking
these are
it to the man.
these
with
are
40
at-
rounders.
Brownells. So now I've got the 240s and my 30 that came with my AR.
Yeah. Mark 40 hands.
What do we got here? Are these shell caddies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are shell
See?
caddies.
Yes.
It's not to be confused with the Sherpa. Safariland 12 gauge shell holder, 4 belt, times 4 at $27.95.
Okay.
I'm not just dumping my things errantly, Adam. trying to.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
I'm trying to enjoy myself here.
Yeah, Adam, you might as well gone to Home Depot and gotten the old Homer bucket and just kind of tied your belt around the handle.
That's the second match.
It's only two it's only two
upgrade.
I just had to get through one match with this.
Got some. I got to hold my mags. All 2 of. I guess I'm gonna have one in the firearm in the pistol.
Magazines.
I got that here. Which one is this? I did this. This is good. That's a good price though. $22.52.
It cut off the title,
He's
so I don't know.
patting himself on the back as he
You're
goes.
judging. I'm proud of my 3-gun procurement process here.
Excellent work.
I'm enjoying the
on the
indignant
fridge.
delivery, like we forced you to do this.
Wait. Now I've done it. Oh, then I've got it. So, Safari
Oh, yeah,
Land.
see, this is your AR mag holder.
my AR mag holder.
Yeah.
Got that. That's another $25.93.
Fun,
And then,
fun story. That doesn't come with a way to attach it to your belt.
well, I'll
FYI.
probably
FYI.
That's why, Mark's got duct tape included in the budget.
Zip
baling
ties.
wire
Right.
and twine.
Zip ties,
Yep.
baby. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I've got that stuff on hand
Right.
in my van.
Next to the free candy.
Oh,
The
dang it.
Ford van.
For
If it
optics,
doesn't work.
Light's always on.
for optics, I went limited
Yeah.
too, and I also supported a retailer and just bought my Crossfire Red Dot at street price for $149.
Fun story.
right.
Mark
Even.
sent me a sponsorship email about that, and I declined him.
That's fine.
Mark, you did good. You did good.
I got
can't
plenty
wait.
of other folks that helped me out.
What's your total?
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna-
support them.
Do you have a total?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totaled it.
Okay. I didn't mean that to be rude.
I mean, not judging.
Well, I feel like everybody. I
You
feel like
went
people
all-
are
oh, no, you
attacking.
didn't.
No, you know what? And I'll say this. So I didn't. I viewed ammunition as a consumable, right? So I didn't really.
So you're
I'm gonna have to borrow some of the ammunition you guys bought together.
You can't. It's not borrowing if you can't give it back.
Wait.
Yeah, you can have the brass.
This is.
$13.87.15. So I do have.
No, you do
I've
have
got-
money
oh,
left
yeah,
over.
$400
for ammo.
bucks,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got money. And actually,
You just didn't want to.
caveat.
just didn't want to go
ammo
shopping
and
for it.
lunch.
Check my math. I'm actually not sure I included the Crossfire Red Dot in there for $1.50, so I might be $1.50 over there, give or take. We're pretty darn close. And
$150 here, $150 there. What difference does it make?
and like I said, you got some money left over for ammo.
Good job.
Yahtzee.
Oh my
So-
god.
I had to get Mark on video there because I just couldn't take it. So one of the cool things we've discussed now that we got the Willies out and we've listened to Mark's list. Mark, you did good. You did good.
Dude,
You
I'm
would-
ready to
you could
3-gun.
go-
That's
You're
a
ready to
cute little
3-gun,
list.
man. So one of the cool things we discussed is that a lot of the items here. So 3-gun is kind of. I think 3-gun gets tossed around. That phrase gets tossed around a lot to encompass a lot of different actually sports within the multi-gun or just the competitive shooting
Yep.
world. So you don't always have to use all 3 guns. There's competitions that have just the pistol. There's competitions that have just the shotgun. I'd have to imagine there's ones that involve just the rifle.
Yeah, like,
Absolutely.
And so you can do
Adam
a
alluded
lot.
To, he can go shoot USPSA limited with us with our 9mm. We're kind of stuck in production if we want to be competitive,
Or limited minor.
or we can shoot limited minor if we want to, have a little points disadvantage.
So actually getting a 9mm for USPSA is not advantageous?
In limited division, yeah. And typically in 3-gun, the pistol is under limited division rules.
Okay.
So you can basically carbon copy USPSA limited division rules and say, like, this is for the pistol.
Mhm.
But the reason people choose 9mm in 3-gun is there's no power factor, right? And then it holds extra ammunition in the same length of magazine.
So
Explain
in
power
3-gun,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
in
what's
3-gun,
power
you're either
factor?
neutralizing a target or you're not neutralizing a target. So if you hit it 2 times, it's good.
Okay.
Basically, a whack-a-mole type deal. Like you hit it or you didn't hit it.
Okay.
In USPSA, your score is points per second. So each zone on the target has a different amount of points. They divide that by the time it took you to get those points.
Okay.
In USPSA, to kind of compensate for people who hand load versus shoot factory ammo and then the different calibers of pistol, they arrived at this thing called power factor, which essentially rewards people for shooting more powerful pistols or pistols with more recoil.
Oh.
And
Like
so
40.
And so the divide that they draw the line at is what they call major power factor and minor power factor. And they just arbitrarily gave that a value, bullet weight times velocity equals this magic number that they came up with. But 40 is the smallest cartridge you can shoot and make major power factor. So you get more points per hit on the periphery of the target.
Well, in limited.
In limited,
In
open, single stack. In production, it doesn't matter because in production, they don't do hit factor. But when they're talking about power factor, that's
all
what they're
scored
talking
by.
Guys
about.
shooting
Yeah.
open, like guys shooting super hot open in open guns, isn't that major?
Yeah,
So
in
9?
open they allow you to make major with a 9mm bullet
Okay.
because
It's like
which for
1,400 feet per second.
yeah for those of you keeping score at home, that's very very high pressure to do that.
Okay.
But essentially that's what so you can be more competitive in that game depending what division you're in with different calibers.
Yeah. Here's another question or different variant. Well, okay, so I'm going to switch gears. We talked about shotgun only and AR only and stuff like that, or rifle only events. What about PCC? So that's kind of an interesting thing that's been popping up lately more and more, where people are getting these 9mm ARs. They're getting 9mm just dedicated PCCs, like you see the what was that one? It's from here in Wisconsin, over near the Milwaukee. Thurian defense guns. That's one where you can get a rifle that is shaped and functions exactly like an AR or something like that, and you can shoot it in USPSA matches. There's some 3-gun style outdoor matches and stuff like that that are PCC dedicated. It shoots the same ammo many times and many times uses the same mags as your pistol. So that's a way that you can. I don't know if there's any super affordable PCC rifles yet, though. Are there?
There are a few. You can get, in the $600 range, you can find some like what I would call like an AR-9,
Yeah,
right? Like a 9mm AR-15 or an AR-15 with a 9mm conversion kit. One of the other things too that's cool about it is a lot of outdoor ranges that have dedicated pistol bays may not allow you to shoot rifles in those bays, or like a centerfire rifle cartridge in those bays. Or indoor ranges too that don't allow you to use centerfire rifles. So a PCC is a good way to get practice with a firearm that feels, functions, and operates the same way that your competition rifle does, like your 3-gun rifle, which would be 223 or 308, but much lower ammo cost, roughly half the cost in terms of ammo, and you can shoot it anywhere you can shoot a pistol on that range. So,
yeah.
That's why it's becoming so popular.
So in theory, somebody could go out and get an inexpensive AR-9 kit or AR-9 just built rifle. They could get an inexpensive Glock 17, 19, have all those mags, get all the 9mm ammo, and we're kind of excluding shotgun in this case, mostly because shotgun sucks. But no,
Only people who don't shoot 3-gun say that.
Right. Which I just don't shoot enough. But of 3-gun. But you could, in that case, have a rifle to shoot and a pistol to shoot and be doing it fairly inexpensively.
So let me say something on that. So
Yeah.
when I started shooting 3-gun, like I had a shotgun, but it was, if someone comes in the door kind of thing. It was sitting under the bed. But I wanted to shoot my rifle and I wanted to shoot my pistol. And I was like, okay, well, I got to bring the shotgun. But it over the years has become one of the funnest platforms for me. And so when I see people all the time, they're like, oh, well, I don't shoot shotgun, so I'm never going to shoot 3-gun, or I would shoot 2-gun, but I'm never going to shoot shotgun or whatever.
Why wouldn't somebody want to shoot shotgun, or why would it be like, man, I don't want to do it?
I honestly
difficult.
can't figure it out. I think a lot. Sometimes for some people, it's an excuse, right? Like, well, I would do that, but they always have that but. And if you remove,
But I don't have a
It's kind of like how I talk.
persuader.
It's how I talk about like 5Ks. Like I would
Yeah.
do 5Ks, but you have to run.
yeah, exactly.
Or I've looked at triathlons. I'm like, I like running, I like biking, hate swimming. Never gonna do
Exactly.
it.
but now they have a triathlon, but the swimming is now a canoe thing, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm busy that weekend. So it's just that kind of thing. It's like, well, if you don't like 3-gun, we'll make a 2-gun division. Like, oh yeah, but it's real expensive to come out and shoot. It's like excuses never end. So I think that's just
the other thing. The other thing too is that a lot of shotguns may not, like, if you took your Persuader, Defender, whatever shotgun you have sitting above the door, it's not super pleasant to shoot. But if you get behind some of the like Benelli's that we shoot in 3-gun, or like Adams Dissident, or whatever brand, Breda, Mossberg, something that's set up for 3-gun. Yeah, if you get it set up for 3-gun and you're shooting the loads that we actually shoot, 95% of the time, that's probably it becomes most people's like favorite part of the match.
I don't want to speak for people, but I know that when I personally look at shotguns, I am not excited by them. Like, I look at an AR-15 and I think that's pretty dang cool. It's got all these different methods for attachment of accessories. You can get it, you see them in all these different shapes and sizes and lengths and calibers. And pistols are super cool, I think, because a lot of them look different. They have different form factors, different ways they work, and you can concealed carry one. You can do a lot more with them, I feel like. And then I look at a shotgun, and I just think they all kind of look the same. The competition ones look kind of like a waterfowl gun.
You make a really good point there, and I will say that like I have 3 shotguns. 2 are competition only that I never use for anything else until tomorrow, or next day, whenever it is.
Yep.
But I have a ton of ARs. So
yeah,
and I have like 2 competition ARs, and then I have like 1 for every season plus other ones. So I get that part of it. And maybe it is just that the shotgun isn't nearly as sexy, but it's so much fun to shoot. And Adam has a really great reason that it is fun to shoot.
The X factor of shotguns is that with rifles and pistols, you're pretty much shooting paper, maybe some steel. Everything you'll shoot in a match with a shotgun either falls over, makes noise, or explodes.
That's a great way to put it.
That is a compelling argument.
That is a great way to put it. But that's been my experience with shotgun. But when you really think about it, and I can only imagine, I haven't shot competition shotgun nearly as much as you guys have. I probably haven't even just shot a shotgun as much as anybody has, because Mark, you've been hunting with a shotgun forever. A lot of waterfowl and just various different kinds of game that you've gone after with a shotgun. But when you look at it in a competition scene, and we were at the Hornady match a couple years back. That's still like the one that I looked to where I got the full 3-gun experience. There was a shotgun only stage, and all the reloading and watching people prepare for the shotgun stage, where they're thinking, when am I going to reload? How much do I have in the tube versus one in the chamber? When am I going to, if at all, use this match saver? People will be like, you're going to shoot 4, reload this many, shoot this many, empty the tube out this time, then reload everything while you're moving to this. It becomes so much more than actually just pulling the trigger on a shotgun. Whereas that's not as much the case, I feel like, with the rifle or the pistol. You still have to be strategic in a lot of stuff as to like maybe the order at which you're going to attack the stage. Sure. But the shotgun, it's like counting cards.
So I think that adds to the game, because there's a lot of strategy to it. And to me, when you approach any certain stage, it is a puzzle that needs solved in the most efficient way possible. And that's all part of it, is figuring out where you're going to load your shotgun. And if you're right on pistol and rifle, it's not necessarily that, because we have like big long magazines, and generally just hose targets. But if you go to like USPSA, there's single stack, there's limited 10, there's production division, there's revolver division. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of those, but those are all the same. And you'll end up doing this same math of like, I'm going to shoot 9, I'll still have 1 left in the chamber, magazine change, now I have 11, 10, 9, 8, and that's part of your walkthrough.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So it is common in other shooting sports, not necessarily 3-gun. Like that's really the only gun that you have to do it with. But I kind of like that, because it is just another aspect of the game and makes it more of a, like I said, a puzzle to solve.
And I think it's kind of where what you're describing in the strategies where the game transitions from checkers into chess.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that's the appeal for a lot of people too, is they like that aspect of it. And we haven't even talked about selecting chokes.
Yeah.
So you can play with patterns too.
Yeah, you actually what did we say? I think we even did a quick video on this. It's on YouTube on our Vortex page.
Oh yeah, the
You were-
patterning. Yep.
Basically, almost sighting in a shotgun, but like sighting in your chokes.
Right. Yep. Essentially, getting an idea for what pattern density and size is at different ranges with different constrictions, because then that can be used as a weapon in a stage to figure out, can I hit more than one target at a time, or do I need to get a bunch of pellets on one target because it's really far away?
Or really close to a no shoot.
Yep.
Or something like that.
Can I save a position by taking this from over here if I get a tighter choke?
Can I save a reload if I get a bunch
Yep.
of double?
Yep.
If I hit a bunch of targets with one shot,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
It's all it's pretty sweet. It is. It's quite a strategy game. So, when we talk about getting a rifle and getting a pistol and getting a shotgun, kind of how we got on that slight tangent there, but you can do a lot of shooting sports if you get all the stuff you'd need for 3-gun.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of what we're getting at.
Mhm.
Yep.
I mean, even just off the top of your heads, we've said USPSA. That's the one that stuck out in my head. But like, what are all, a list, if you could come up with it, of shooting sports that you could do?
So you got, with the pistol, you got Steel Challenge, USPSA/IPSC, IDPA. You have like the shotgun. You're going to do obviously 3-gun, tactical shotgun matches. There's some steel leagues starting up with shotgun where you're shooting all steel targets. Rifle, you have.
Well, shotgun, you can use them for hunting too, because Benelli M2s, Breda B12Is, Stoker M3000s.
That's what I was going to bring up. I mean, you get this, setup. You've got, your 3-gun rig, but you got your carry gun. You've got a waterfowl gun, potentially a turkey gun. You've got, an AR, which is use it for whatever.
Me and Dave picked up Glock 19s in this, and that's my carry gun is a Glock 19. So
And when I started shooting 3-gun, I literally took my carry pistol, my under the bed shotgun, and then an AR-15 I had just built.
Yep.
And like I would take it out of my in the waistband holster, unload it in the truck, and then put it in my bag, go up to the line.
Well, and another great point, you might already have these things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And my
we always assume in these types of podcasts that you don't, but you very well may.
And anytime I talk to new people, I always tell them like double stack 9mm. I'm sure you have one in your holster right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, the other thing with shotgun, right? We think about the what for us, like the obvious, like tactical shotgun, 3-gun, but think about trap, skeet, sporting clays. You have all these different shotgun sports. 5-stand. In the winter, heated 5-stand.
Yeah, buddy.
So you have that with the rifle. You have not only 3-gun, you have 2-gun. You have
NRL has
rifle.
a 223 division.
Yep. You have like PRS gas gun. You have like the Noveske carbine matches that are going on this year. You have IPSC rifle. Then you can use it for coyote hunting, general plinking, home defense, like
prairie dogs.
Yep, you name it. Like these guns are all used in these shooting sports because their versatility, right? That's like what the highlights of these guns. We don't use AR-15s because like we like how they look. We use them because they're so versatile. We don't use a shotgun with an extension on it because we think extensions look cool. We use it because like we can fit a lot of rounds in it, and they're also very reliable.
Yeah. Well, I think it's super. It's super fun going through these. I think a lot of times we even surprise ourselves. With
Absolutely.
what you can actually get, and it's easy to do. Once you start out, you kind of forget where you were when you first got into something, and then of course now. You look at guys like these who've shot 3-gun for a long time. You guys have all some pretty nice stuff. Adam was doing his darndest not to put a 2011 on his list. And
Actually, that didn't cross my mind.
Basically, just say, screw all the other stuff. I'm just getting a 2011.
I was going for the Glock 40 from the get-go because I knew they were super cheap.
Yeah.
Dave was actually just going to do a JP rifle and then just be like, I'm just shooting rifle matches.
I asked him if that would fly. He's like, nah, I don't think so.
That's a DQ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, as I was looking through this, so I went with the Glock 19 just because I hate 40, but I actually, on AIM Surplus, you can get a 40 caliber Glock police surplus for like $279. Comes with a mag.
Yeah.
Like if you want to go shoot a match of some sort, I always recommend people start with just a pistol match because then you learn how a game is played and practical shooting. And practical shooting will take you into 3-gun. It'll take you into a lot of different areas that you want to do. But then you learn your safety, you learn the rules, you learn the culture, you learn the resetting, you learn the helpfulness, and then you can expand from there.
I think one thing that we forgot to give Adam credit for was the Storm Lake or Lone Wolf barrel swap for the Glock 22.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So he can actually buy about a $200 kit and swap his Glock 22 to become a Glock 17 and then just use Glock 17 mags. He will have to change the extractor, but other than that, it's the same gun.
And it'll shoot 9mm.
So then he could shoot 9mm.
Good thinking, Adam. Nice work. Changing the extractor isn't that hard, actually.
No, it's not.
Really
especially on
doing
a Glock.
anything on a Glock is not that hard.
No.
Yeah.
They
Especially
like
once
they like
put
you to
one together.
think you have to be a Glock arm. They make you can't take it apart unless you're a Glock armor. Like, yeah, no, you just watch YouTube.
Mr. Guns and Gear.
YouTube University. What would you say is, Dave, by the way, so you're saying, start out with a pistol only match. What would you say is maybe the least scary to do of maybe a rifle only, a shotgun only, or a pistol only match? I feel like a pistol only match just would be the least scary for me personally. Stuff is close up.
Most people have pistols.
Pistols are smaller and lighter. You don't feel you're not wielding this big thing.
I think you're onto something, but the pistol is the most difficult platform to master.
Super difficult.
Yeah. However, when I started shooting matches, I started shooting 3-gun. I shot 2 3-gun matches, and I was pulled aside by this guy named Ben Go, early mentor of mine, and he says, you're really fast out there. I'm like, thanks. And he's like, but you really suck at hitting targets. So I was like, oh. So you should come shoot USPSA with me. And so I shot USPSA production division, and I learned accuracy because you have to actually shoot the A zone, right? So I think that although it is the most difficult platform to master, I think it's probably the most important to start with. And all the skills you learn there will translate to the other guns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably the most pragmatic right now,
Yeah.
too. It's easy to find a USPSA match locally compared to a rifle-only match.
Even
compared to
indoors.
a
And,
tactical
and it
shotgun
also
match.
is one of the skills that goes away the fastest during if you have a time where you don't shoot matches, like 3-gun matches during the winter, like typically tend to kind of dwindle down for the months of December and January. They start picking up like right about, this time of year, which right now is spring, or it should be spring. But so your pistol skills are going to they're going to diminish faster than anything else if you don't maintain it.
Yeah.
I live in Austin now, and I have a really hard time finding shotgun matches, tactical shotgun matches. Like I haven't been able to find one, but you can't swing a dead cat without finding a rifle match. Like there are so many rifle matches in Texas, and I can probably shoot 2 or 3 outdoor pistol matches a month.
Okay.
So that's what I would choose is like pistol first, and then especially if your local range shoots a lot of long range rifle, you want to go find like a tactical rifle match.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Get some practice.
I like it. Well, I see over on MC Ryan's Shot Clock, we're at over an hour here, but what do you say? We got a big group here. Mark, what do you say we let our guest, because our guests always give the best last calls.
Absolutely.
Let our guest, Mr. Dave Hartman here, maybe come up with the last call. What do you think, Dave? You got one?
Yeah, I think this is eye-opening for me, and probably for Adam and Ruben here as we're going through it as well, is kind of like a throwback of like, what would you pick if you were just starting out and you were cost conscious? Because as the longer you're in the game, the more you realize like better equipment does make for a better experience, and you become less cost sensitive, right? So I, for example, bought a $460 AR-15, where the barrel that's in my rifle right now is probably like a $350 barrel, so like that's significant. However, it's a much, much more accurate barrel. It's very pleasant to shoot. It makes it easier to hit targets. So good gear is good gear, but you don't need all that to start with. And especially if you're shooting club matches and your goal is to go have fun, I mean, you can seriously run with what you brung. Like a lot of this stuff we could probably find in the trucks in the parking lot out there.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, one more thing. You guys have been killing it on the podcast recently. Like I've been listening to your guys' podcast since I was on. And man, you've got a really good pace and good rapport and everything, and the topics are really good. I've been enjoying it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
Means a lot coming from Dave Hartman of the Three Gun Show. So,
Well, I know as a podcast host, sometimes it feels like you're talking into a hole because there's no two-way communication. So I figured I'd tell you on behalf of everyone else who's listening, you guys are killing it.
well, we appreciate that. And as a reverse plug, we'll say that anybody out there who has not yet checked out Dave's podcast, you talk about a good podcast host over there, Dave Hartman of the Three Gun Show.
Yeah, if you found this interesting and you're into more, or you want to get deeper into Three Gun Show is the way to do it.
Yeah, we touch on a little bit of everything here, competition shooting, hunting, all that kind of stuff. Dave knows Three Gun, and he's got a lot of podcasts out about the sport and all that stuff, so check it out.
Laser focus.
And as you go out and you scour the classifieds out there, finding deals, we'd love to hear about it because, like we said, we gave ourselves about an hour prior to this podcast to really figure it out. If you really dive a lot deeper, you start maybe searching locally and doing some of that stuff, finding those small areas of the internet or of your area and region that you can find some good deals. We'd love to see them. So show us what you're finding out there and help out the rest of the shooting community find some other good deals too. So, sweet. Let's put a cap on this one, guys. We'll end it on the classic bye. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Bye.
Bye. All right, that'll wrap it up for this episode of the Vortex Nation podcast. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Hit that subscribe button so you can always stay up to date on the latest happenings over here at the Vortex Nation podcast. You can also follow us on Instagram at Vortex Nation Podcast. Again, everybody, thanks, and happy hunting and shooting. We appreciate it. Have a good one.